Still celebrate Black history. Black history. Right? Black history, as we taught, began in slavery. Right? So this little area here in blue, from 1444 to 1888, is the period of the European enslavement of African people. This is Black history. So anytime somebody begins your history in slavery, I want to talk about 400 years of slavery, they locking you into this prison right here, and they are intentionally avoiding all of this. Quick, hold this. All right. Hold this top and bottom. All right, form a straight line so it's nice and straight. Yeah, step up, step up, step up. Yeah, there we go, there we go. Straight line. Good, 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 good. So this is a tool that a colleague of mine had developed in England to teach history to high school students, right? Because most people don't like history because they had bad teachers. They don't know how to teach history. So over a period of years, we developed this timeline, and what it shows you is 8,000 years of documented history, beginning 5300 BC, taking you into the present moment, into the future, because the whole purpose of studying history is to regain the knowledge of the past to create the future for future generations. What good does it do to study the past if all you're going to do is sit down and say, we did this, and we did that, but you ain't doing nothing now? Right? You're supposed to create something for the future, for future generations. So here we have this timeline with recorded, documented historical events. Again, we don't have to make anything up. All we have to do is study the history and then present the information out here for the world to see. So here is Naphtali, the world's oldest astroarchaeological calendar. It was developed 7000 BC, found in the desert just south of Egypt, south of Abu Simbel. World's oldest astroarchaeological calendar, 3,000 years, 3,500 years older than Stonehenge. And here we have the beginning of culture and civilization in pre-dynastic Kemet. Here we have Imhotep, the world's first physician, not Hippocrates, but Imhotep. If you knew African history, you know that in the Hippocratic Oath, I swear by Asclepius and Apollo, the god of medicine. Asclepius is the Greek name for Imhotep, right? So the Greeks acknowledged Africans as the father of medicine, right? So it's about knowing ourselves, knowing our history and culture. Imhotep is also the designer of the Step Pyramid, the first building in the world. 19-story skyscraper is still standing in Africa today. Right now, we take people to Egypt every year and show them African history. It ain't like going to Israel. This is where they say they did this. This is where they think they did so-and-so. They can't prove nothing in Israel. You can prove everything in Africa and Egypt because it's still there. It's still there. We have here the Giza pyramids. We have here images of all of the personalities, African personalities, some with their noses and lips still intact. Statues that were carved during their lifetime so that you can see that these people look just like the people here in this room. We're all the same people. So we go here and we show you the temples and the monuments and all the great discoveries created by African people. Every temple had a library, and each library had thousands of books. We were the first literate people on the planet. So to read and to write is to be African. It ain't being white. Right? Folk got it twisted. So to give you context, right here, 832 is when Homer, the first European, wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey. This is the beginning of European literature right here, 832, thousands of years after. Proven examples of African excellence, right? And then right down the street from Homer is Romulus and Remus here in 753, founded the city of Rome. So right here in this tiny little space is the beginning of Greco-Roman culture and civilization. Thousands of years after African excellence. And then, for those of y'all who still celebrate Black history, right? Black history, as we taught, began in slavery, right? So this little area here in blue, from 1444 to 1888, is the period of the European enslavement of African people. This is Black history. So anytime somebody begins your history in slavery, I want to talk about 400 years of slavery. They locking you into this prison right here, and they are intentionally avoiding all of this.